champions of this realm can do nothing to stop us.
You are very menacing. I just want you to know that. A lot has changed in the last few years. The wizard gave me superpowers. And then everybody got superpowers.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
All right, here's the situation.
Started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
The daughters of Atlas are coming to hunt us.
Children stole the power of the gods. You ripped it from our father's core.
Okay, I feel like maybe I should be writing all this down.
Give us the powers, child.
Your world will not survive this. You want these powers? Come get them! Hey, Khaleesi!
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
All right.
Started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
We have one job to do. Save the world. Billy!
I don't know how we fight powers like this.
I can't do this. Take my powers back. You gave them to me, so you can take them back, right?
I spent millennia searching for a worthy champion. You know exactly what must be done.
Billy, what are you doing? I have to do this.
We end this now!
Yeah, we do.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
This video, I will analyze the second trailer of Shazam 2, The Wrath of the Gods. First of all, this preview let us know a lot about the plot in the movie, because Shazam's superpower was obtained from 6 different gods. And his name is also the abbreviation of these 6 god initials. For example, Zeus, the father of the magical woman, was one of the people who gave Shazam power. So the whole plot should revolve around the 3 daughters of Titan Atlas, to regain the power of Shazam. But some of the 6 gods are Titans, not all gods. Although the Greek Titans are slightly different from the gods in Greek mythology, but it has the same pantheon. This is basically the same as Greek mythology. The initials of Shazam represents the wisdom of Solomon, the power of Heracles, the endurance of Atlas. These are the superpowers that the 3 sisters want to regain. And Zeus's superpower is lightning, and the courage of Achilles, Mercury's speed. For example, Mercury's speed makes them almost as fast as Superman. Every initials of Shazam imply that Billy has the power of different gods. He can be like an ordinary magician, or cast magic like a wizard, but Billy didn't want to understand, because he is still a child. This is also one of his jokes in the film. It seems that he doesn't know how powerful he is. He just didn't realize. This is one of the reasons why the wizard Shazam was very angry with him. The wizard Shazam will also return in this film, but it looks like a younger version, so wait until the movie comes out. About the return way of this young wizard Shazam, it should also be interesting. It is possible that this is a version taken by DC from different parts of the timeline, or this is his version from the afterlife, or maybe after his death in the first film, DC found a way to capture his soul. These are probably the way the wizard Shazam can come back. This place is the headquarters of the 3 sisters, because Mount Olympus is where all Greek titans and Greek gods live, so it looks like a replica of Mount Olympus, or this is near Mount Olympus. In order to cater to the film, DC has made some changes to Greek mythology. Atlas in the film, like the Greek myth, also has a daughter, only they are fairies. In the film, the names of the 3 daughters are slightly different. Helen Mirren played Hespero, Lu Yuling plays a person named Calypso, Ziegler plays Anthea, Atlas's youngest daughter. They are all born at different times. Helen Mirren is the oldest sister. Lu Yuling is a middle-aged second sister. Ziegler, who played Snow White, is the youngest sister. The most interesting part is, these three people seem to have a large age span. One of them looks much older than the other, but the youngest Ziegler seems to be a young girl, but she is actually as old as because this movie is being edited. So at the beginning of the preview, Lu Yuling played Calypso, who should have come to the stadium in Philadelphia. We see that she has got the wand of the wizard Shazam. Combined with previews previously released, they found the wand in the museum and transformed it. They use magic wands to channel their father's power. They ask Billy to return his superpower to their three sisters, so they can leave Philadelphia and stop destroying the Earth. We all know that all superpowers are transmitted through magic wands. But it is not clear that DC will say Billy is trying to give up all his strength, or just give up the power from the Titan Atlas, or DC intends to completely change all this. Say that every bit of Billy's power no longer comes from a bunch of different gods. They all come from the Greek Titan Atlas. The illusion that Calypso put the golden apple on the ground also comes from Greek mythology. Only DC has made some changes. We saw that Helen and Mirren also took it. Golden apples appear in many different cultures and myths, and in the Greek mythology in the films of Shazam and Magical Woman. The origin of these golden apples is different from that of the golden apple orchard in myth. In fact, there are 7 daughters of the Titan Atlas in Greek mythology, but in the film, DC said that these 3 daughters were all his daughters. It is said that the power of the golden apple can make people live forever, which is its main ability. But in the preview, it seems that it can also be used to do other things. Most people think of the golden apple. Think of Hercules' famous 12 impossible tasks. The 11th item is to pick the golden apple of Hesperides. It seems that the 3 sisters in the movie, they will take care of the golden apples as well as their nests, and Hercules will have to leave their resting lair. That is, stealing golden apples from the apple orchard. But I think, although Hercules was teased at the end of Marvel's Thor 4, Love and Thunder, but we won't really see him in DC Universe. The reason why Marvel and DC can freely make Hercules in the Pantheon, Greek characters like Zeus, because these characters have no copyright. DC took many shots in this place like their nest. They seem to have not only imprisoned the wizard Shazam, and captured Captain Freddie Freeman, and brought him here. Looks like they used the power of the golden apple to change Philadelphia, become more like that in Greek mythology. In the previous trailer Billy played a family joke about speed and passion here. He said, "I have seen all the films of Speed and Passion. Understand that the most important thing is family." This preview also follows this scenario, but Helen kicked him away as a clown. This also makes us understand that Helen will be a big threat, although she has certain abilities, but he didn't get all the power of his father, although the 3 sisters are eager to inherit their father's ability. But it doesn't mean that they don't have strong superpowers. The new Warner Brothers film logo, it looks like it's carved on stone. This makes it look very old. Then came a magic book. We also see that there is a pile of Greek mythology in the book that Marvel Mary read. These books are like a pile of Greek antiques. Apparently, the Shazam family is trying to find out what is the matter with these sisters. In this film, there are too many things they don't know, so the Shazam family will learn more about their abilities. For example, how does your superpower work? Where does it come from? How did it first come about? For example, how did these forces come from the Greek Titan Atlas? And people like Shazam the Wizard, like people who created many superpowers. The way these superpowers are used can explain something. They got it from other places. Maybe it was stolen, because there are a lot of fighting scenes between Shazam and Calypso in the trailer. So this should be a very important part of the film. Shazam even called Calypso the Dragon Mother in the Game of Power.
They are dragons, Khaleesi.
Another interesting thing is that Shazam's friends, Freddie Freeman and Ziegler played. The 3rd daughter Anthea will have a love affair. In the later part of the film, She will start to side with the Shazam family to protect her boyfriend against my eldest sister and second sister. The preview also showed many scenes where she was blown away by the energy from her sister. In addition, there are Batman and Robin's colored eggs on Freddie Freeman's t-shirt in the film Shazam 1, also wearing the t-shirt of Superman Henry Cavill, so he must be a loyal fan of Justice Alliance. However, this t-shirt also implies that Robin will appear in the future. In Batman vs Superman, see Robin's combat clothes with clown graffiti. Sadow said at that time that the sacrifice was actually the first generation Robin. Then the second generation Robin must still be alive. It just hasn't appeared in the DC universe yet. It looks like a scary colored egg. DC just made this colored egg look like Batman Bird and Robin Bird. Ben Affleck's Batman should not have appeared in the film, but his version appeared in the last trailer. But that picture is from the film Alliance of Justice. In addition, Magical Woman is one of the characters planned to be guest stars in the film. It is reported that in the DC film to be released this year, because all the actors have been re-elected, so many scenes of the guest role of the Wonderful Woman have been deleted. Dan still doesn't know whether DC will delete the scenes of Wonder Woman in this movie. It seems like they will use her as a one-time role in the movie, so it is still possible for the Wonderful Woman to appear in it. I think a lot of previews in the end of the movie and things deleted by DC in the middle of the movie. For example, they deleted the Superman guest scenes in the movie Lightning Man, mainly because they are preparing for DC's future films. They have never thought of returning in the re-election of actors and the re-election of roles. Then we saw Billy lying on a chair in the hospital. He's talking to his child psychologist. From the legal point of age, Billy is still a child. He also told him that several years have passed since the event in the first film. I still feel a bit like a liar compared with other roles of the Justice Alliance. It is reported that when Billy talks with his psychotherapist, he talked about his fantasy. He wants to date Wonder Woman. DC is likely to realize his dream. In the film, Billy also wore the t-shirt of the film Seven Treasures. Activate superpowers with family members. In terms of theme, their combination is a bit like the film Seven Treasures. It's a group of kids who never give up, and they just happen to get superpower. Later, Helen Mirren talked about her father's power being deprived. She seems to be talking to Shazam, the wizard played by Jun Soo-han. See the scene where Billy said he would take a pen to write things down. It looks like a nightclub. Someone is offering them drinks in the back. But he's still a kid. He shouldn't be there. You have to be over 18 years old to enter that kind of bar. DC may do several such scenes in the movie. Billy will appear in the place of adults, but because he is still a child, so his conversation inside would be very embarrassing. Then Billy really wanted to return his superpower to the three sisters. But there is one difference from comics. Not sure how DC will explain in the movie. Most of them are in cartoons because of the initials of Shazam's name. It represents different gods and different powers obtained from different gods. So when he shares his superpower with other family members, what we share is the magic power represented by different abbreviations. But in the first film of Shazam, Billy seems to share the same superpower. It seems that the members of the Shazam family have gained the power of each god. It's just weak, so when he wanted to give back his power to Atlas's daughters, it seems that Billy wants to return all his strength to them, not just Atlas's endurance, because the DC will have a big restart. Obviously, there are many questions about how they will end the film. I don't expect DC to end in a way that Billy doesn't have superpowers, but there may be a big turning point. Usually in such films, they will replay Thor, Twilight of the Gods, to reset the way their superpowers work, or find me a different source for their superpowers. This is also a major feature of the role of Shazam, as is Black Adam. They can get the same power, but from different gods, like they can bargain with different gods or sign agreements, so they still have the same superpower. And what may happen to the three sisters is, because Eagler's Anthea will run counter to her sister, so at the end of the movie, Shazam will reach an agreement with them. They will begin to act more like patrons. Give your power to the Shazam family. However, at the beginning of the film, they are trying to take back all this. In the original cartoon, Shazam did not gain all the power of Zeus and other gods. He was empowered by the living god. However, according to the story in the film Wonder Woman, all Greek gods in the DC universe should have died long ago. But because James Gunn has restarted the first phase of DC, obviously, these plots are no longer important. Here, someone saw Zachary Levi, and producer Peter Saar. We posted a post in the post of the DC disaster. It seems that he is very confident that he will return to Shazam. Jason Momoa also made a similar post. He seems very confident that he will come back. It seems that no one can replace him as the Sea King. He will always be the Sea King.
What was your meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran like?
It's very, very wonderful. I'm in the house of Warner Brothers, and they liking a lot of stuff I'm doing, and we got a lot of good things coming. You know, I'll always be Aquaman. The rumors are right. I'll always be Aquaman. Ain't anyone coming in there and taking shit. And then there might be some other characters too. So we can play. I can play other things too. I can be funny and savage and charming once in a while.
A joke about Jason Momoa is, he also said that he would play other roles on this basis. It sounds like he will play a version of the villain Rob. There may be more roles. At the same time, he will also play Neptune in the future DC films. It should be interesting to see him play these roles. In addition, James Gunn said he will announce the plan for the first phase of DC. The first stage is also called DC's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, just like the chapter, but this is not the first stage of DC. Strictly speaking, there are 2 films in the first chapter of DC, but the concept is basically the same. Like the first, second and third stages of Marvel, we have learned about the movie New Superman, New Batman 2 movie, but there are still many questions about what other films will be. Well, thank you very much